Good evening. Good evening. My name is Juliet Jones, and I'm with Universal Family Connection. You are watching the AIDS Call-In Live show. And just to let you know up front, if you have any questions or any comments, we'd like to add to the program, please call me at 312-738-1060. My name is Juliet Jones, and I'm with Universal Family Connection. You're watching the AIDS Call-In Live show. And today's topic is going to be aging with HIV and AIDS. At first, I wanted to introduce Universal Family Connection to you. We are a social service agency. We centered on the south side of Chicago. We have one office in the Beverly area. Our address is 1350 West 103rd Street. Then we have another office on 79th and Western. And I'm just going to take you to our website just so you can get a feel of who we are. This is Universal Family Connection. We're a social service agency. We have substance abuse program, domestic violence. We even have a program for the perpetrator of the violence. We have a foster care program. We also have an HIV/AIDS testing program, and we do HIV testing there. We also have a support group. We have a support group every Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it's 4 hours. Why? Because the support group is for the need of the participants, so it's not to rush you in. And also during our support group, we have professional speakers that come in to talk about topics that you as that support group member provide the topic. So it's client-centered. And so our support groups are followed by a licensed therapist. Her name is Marcia Cloutier, and she can do individual counseling with you, so it's tailored to your need. I help facilitate the group support at Universal Family Connection every Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I'd like to thank you all for watching, and once again, feel free to call in with a question or comment or a topic on HIV and AIDS. Our number is 312-738-1060. And as I said, our topic today is aging with HIV and AIDS. So let me just read some things that the CDC has said about aging with HIV. Okay. At the start of the epidemic, more than 30 years ago, people who were diagnosed with HIV and AIDS could expect to live only 1 to 2 years. And I think we all kind of may perhaps remember that. It was only 1 to 2 years, 30 years ago, that a person living with HIV would survive. But now, since they're diagnosed, people are aging with HIV and AIDS. And the reason why, people are aging with HIV and AIDS because they're back 30 years ago, it was just living with HIV, trying to survive with HIV. What do you do with people as they age with HIV and AIDS? Well, thanks to the advent of new HIV medications that is tailored to the needs of someone aging with HIV, they are living longer. They also living longer because they're taking other medications to help them live longer, because it's not just about HIV and AIDS. It's also about bone disease. It's about heart disease. It's about other forms of aging, liver disease. And so the focus just can't be on just HIV. That's a whole person, so you do a holistic approach with that person. So it's important to treat that person like that. And that's why now even the medical doctors are focusing on more than just the HIV illness of their patients because of that fact. And so that's a great thing. And I'm going to read more about the importance of recognizing someone as they're aging with HIV and AIDS. So let's go on. According to the CDC, people 55 and older make up 25% of the estimated 1.2 million people who were diagnosed in 2011 with HIV. And so, as I said, now they're living longer. So what do you do with a person when they're living longer with HIV? You don't stop the service. They still need treatment, right? And so that's why it's important to be followed by a doctor more as they're aging because of other health, illnesses that they may have. It's that the impact of that aging process. So now, even though they may go into their HIV doctor and they're getting their labs done, focusing on the CD4 count, I'm pretty sure you heard of that, the CD4 count and the T cells, well, that's great. But now the doctors have to focus on the red blood cells, to make sure there's not anemia. They have to focus on the other cells that can determine if a person is diabetic. So living with HIV is a milestone. And aging with HIV is just as great a milestone. And as I said, now that a person is HIV positive, they have those other health issues to worry about. Weakened bones, loss of muscle mass, and redistribution. Weakened bones, loss of muscle mass, and redistribution of fat. They have to also worry about cardiovascular disease, liver disease, and kidney disease. And when you think about someone with those illnesses and taking HIV medication, see that now the doctor have to weigh all of that now. That's why the newer HIV med is supposed to improve, like with the weakened bones. The newer HIV medicine now is supposed to help decrease bone density that can cause a weakened bone from someone living with HIV. Now imagine them aging with HIV, and then their bones are weakened, because as we age, that's what happens in our in that aging process. There's also redistribution of fat, lipodystrophy. Some medications or the HIV itself can cause that fat. I have a caller. Caller? Hello, caller?
Hello?
Yes, how you doing, caller?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great show as always.
Thank you.
But I wanted to know what kind of society, you're up there explaining great things about, preventing HIV and seeing who you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens when you have someone out there that knows they have HIV, but yet, doesn't care? He goes out and keeps on spreading it. What kind of people, what could be done to them people? Should they be, fitted with kid gloves, or should they be put in jail for putting other people's lives in jail?
Okay, so you said you said a lot, but I understand you're saying what happens to people if they're HIV positive and they don't care. Then you also went on to say what happens if they're having sex, and should they be put in jail? What happens to them? Well, me as a health educator, I'm not a mandated reporter to report someone that's having unprotected sex and they're HIV positive. So first of all, I would like to say that no, I don't go out and report someone having unprotected sex and they're HIV positive. And also doctors when they testing for their CD4 count, they're not testing. Let me take that back. Me as a health educator, I'm not mandated to report that, but what I am to do as a health educator, I will inform them on the law of having unprotected sex and they're HIV positive. And I would also tell a HIV negative person that too. And then also I would tell them both how it's about being self-responsible. We each have that responsibility to protect ourselves, to know about HIV. In this day and age, we all should be responsible and know about HIV and AIDS and protect ourselves. So we shouldn't wait for that man or that woman to want to put on the condom. We shouldn't wait for that man or the woman to refrain from having sex. So we shouldn't wait and put it on someone else to be responsible. We should also know our own status. I would say, do you know your status? And if you don't know your status, well, it's something that we have to work on first, before we decide to get together and indulge in unprotected sex. So that's what I wanted to say. But what do you do with that person? You educate that person. You just educate that person. Now, I will say this. The Illinois law says if someone is HIV positive, they do not have to wear a condom. If they're HIV positive, they do not have to wear a condom. And they don't have to inform their partner. And so I wanted to stress that in the law. But the law does educate that person to be responsible, so they want to wear a condom and want to inform a trusted partner. And so what do we do with that person? We keep educating them. We keep educating them. That's what we do. But thank you for your call, Calder. And then as their age with HIV, like I said, so far the law is still the same. It used to be before that you had to disclose your status to someone and they were positive. Disclose your status to someone to tell them that you were positive. So the law has shifted because now there is a precaution, a preventive measure, and that preventive measure is wearing a condom. And also that preventive measure is now there's PrEP. So there's another answer to the caller question. PrEP is pre-exposure prophylactic. That's a pill that a HIV negative person has to be followed by a doctor, and they will take that pill every day. And that pill is to prevent HIV. And it's only for someone who's HIV negative. And so there's more information on PrEP. You can always Google capital P, small r, capital E, and the capital P is PrEP to get more information. So feel free to go to Universal Family Connection also to get that information on PrEP. But thank you, caller, and please call in. So as we were saying, when you're aging with HIV, what happens? Like I said, a person can get weakened bones, and keep in mind they can get that as they're aging, but when they're aging with HIV and they getting these things, then sometimes the doctor have to look at their HIV medications, perhaps have to switch their medications so that they won't have liver disease, because some HIV medications are known to be toxic towards the liver, as well as kidney disease. That can happen when someone's already aging and then they're HIV positive and aging. And as I said, then the doctor would also have to look at the HIV medication they're on, because it may have caused that kidney disease. But keep in mind, these diseases just don't come by itself. There's ways that a person can get kidney disease, and of course it is drinking. Liver disease can happen like that, excessive drinking, and also medication wear on your liver, any medication, not just HIV medications, and also hepatitis. As they're aging, and then as they're aging with HIV, they are at risk of hepatitis B and C. So that's another factor, and those things can break down your kidneys as well. So as person is aging, we think, life is great. Yes, it is great, but now where they're aging with HIV, they have more things to worry about, more things to treat when they go to their provider. So it's not like rushing that person and looking at them only for the HIV disease. Your physician should slow down and also, treat your other illnesses that you may have, or do preventive measures so that you won't get weakened bones. Preventive measures that you won't have a cardiovascular disease, because some of the medication is known to cause cardiovascular disease, as well as just living, just as well as living and aging can cause cardiovascular disease. So that's why it's important to have a proper diet. We think about as we're aging, as we're living longer, we're supposed to learn and know and do better. Well, we know now we have to have a diet. Diet is so important to have in anybody's life at any stage of their life. So at any given years, it's important to have a good diet. So it's important to have that good diet. It's important to stay free of heart disease by watching, like I said, the intake, watching. It could be just liquor as well can cause that heart disease to happen. Okay, so I just want to, for someone who just tuned in, you're watching the AIDS Call-In Live Show. My name is Juliet Jones. I'm with Universal Family Connection. And today's topic is aging with HIV and AIDS. And so as a person was diagnosed with HIV and now they're coupled with aging, that's a process. There's an aging process. And so when they go to the doctor have to treat them as such, you know. So there's treatment for HIV and AIDS. And like I say, it does look different because if someone is diabetic and then they're HIV positive, and so now the doctor have to perhaps switch their HIV medications to make sure that it doesn't contradict their diabetic medicine. That diabetes medicine. So that's something that the doctor have to focus and more attention on, as well as the patient have to know to make sure that they're on the right HIV meds as well as the right diabetic medicine. So that's important. And so as we move along, feel free to call in at 312-738-1060. And how does HIV affect the aging process? So we get into inflammation can happen when someone is on HIV medications. And inflammation can also happen if they're HIV positive. And so now the doctor would have to look at that and see. Inflammation can cause by a person not taking their medication and the HIV is still in their immune system, right? And so if they're not taking their HIV medications every day, being adherent every day, even on time, that can cause more HIV cells to grow into the immune system, and it affects the immune system, which cause that inflammation. And so it's test for the doctor to determine if a person maybe perhaps they were taking their medication and maybe the medicine just stopped working. You know, maybe that could happen when someone have that inflammation. So it's not all about maybe they miss a dose. Maybe it's time to switch the your regimen, the HIV regimen. So that can happen for people living with HIV inflammation. So it's important to let your doctor know if you're not taking your medications. And sometimes taking a diabetic medication may cause interference with HIV meds. That's why it's also, ask questions with your doctor as well as a pharmacist. A pharmacist can answer those questions with you. And since sometimes person just can be just so tired and fatigued about even taking any type of medications. And so now we know that's not good to just stop any medication, whether it's an HIV meds or a diabetic medication or blood pressure medicine. People just get tired, as their age. that can happen. That can happen. I mean, just think about someone aging with HIV and then just aging. And so another illness that people don't want to talk about is mental illness, that long-term effect of living with HIV. That can happen. That can cause a breakdown. That can cause a person to just, I don't want to deal with HIV anymore. I don't want to deal with life. Well, that's why Universal Family Connection do have that support group. So it's also important for a person to have support. So as they're aging and living with HIV and AIDS, it is important to have that support group in place to help, with a therapist that can walk you through, your disease as well as aging with HIV and AIDS. So that's why it's important to seek the support of a counselor or group therapy. And sometimes when you're in that group therapy, now you can see, you can hear from others, other people that same age that's aging with HIV, how they're coping, how they're dealing with it. You know, what happens if they come up with an illness besides HIV? We can just say it don't have to be. It could be cancer. So that's why it's important to share. How do you cope? Okay. So once again, my name is Juliet Jones, and you're watching the AIDS Call-In Live Show. And I'm with Universal Family Connection. We are a full-service social service organization. And caller, I just wanted to. You really took me aback actually, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm not a mandated reporter to report on someone having unprotected sex. If I had a client who came to me and informed me that they were having unprotected sex with someone, and mind you, they're positive, right? If they were having unprotected sex, I wouldn't lash out at them. I would inform them of the law, but also I would see where they're at. I would ask them, why are they having unprotected sex? I would also tell them about reinfection. I don't know if you knew, caller, but a person who is HIV positive and they were having unprotected sex with someone and they didn't know that person's status, they didn't know if they were HIV positive, or if they didn't know they had syphilis or gonorrhea, their sex partner, if they didn't know that or didn't ask, communication is important, first of all. So, they can be more at risk from their sexual partner if they had syphilis, herpes, gonorrhea, because remember, a person who is HIV positive, their immune system is already weakened. So now they're at risk of getting that. So I would inform my client on that risk, how, that they are susceptible to get those other illnesses and how it can be a traumatic or even deadly to their immune system, and also, see, it's a lot involved. Also, if they're having unprotected sex and they're not taking their medication, that is truly deadly, to their system. That would be more of a trauma for them. So I will walk them through that process of why is it important to be self-responsible for self first. I would see what is going on with them and help them. And I would direct them to a licensed therapist to talk to them. But I will let them tell their story. I wouldn't tell, their story, to the licensed therapist. And so that's why it's important. Education. That would be a teachable moment for me if someone came to me. And then if we want to explore their partner, like I said, I'm not mandated to tell their partner, but if they want to explore, I will ask them, why are they not telling their sexual partner that they're positive, or do they need help into disclosing their status to their partner? So I wouldn't throw them away. You ask what we do with them, sit them down and talk to them. I would offer HIV testing to their partner, and the law says that I cannot disclose an HIV negative status or an HIV positive status. So I will sit them down and offer that testing to their partner. But it's for each one to disclose their own status. And, we have to be self-responsible. So, but anyway, my name is Juliet Jones, and you're watching the AIDS Call-In Live Show with Universal Family Connection. We are a social service agency at 1350 West 103rd Street in Beverly, and we do have support groups every Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we also have individual counseling. So I want you to know that. That's important. Oh, and I want to direct your attention to this. Living with HIV and aging. This is what is going on in Chicago. We have Long-Term Survivors Day. See, that's someone that's aging and living with HIV. So that's why it's important to embrace the fact that you're aging with HIV. Please join us on June the 5th from 11:30 to 1:30 as we celebrate someone aging and living with HIV and AIDS. So I would like to thank you, the viewing audience, as well as the caller who called in. Please call or please come visit me at Universal Family Connection. Okay, and I would like to have that caller come to me, and so we can talk, so we can communicate and discuss. Thank you all.